We're heading into the last 4 months of the year, and this is where most guys throw it all away. Nights out, holidays, darker mornings, and winter starting to creep in. And suddenly you're heavier in January than you were during the summer. But the guys who lock in now, they don't wait for New Year's resolutions. They finish the year strong and carry that momentum into the next year. If you're new to the channel, my name is Keane O'Brien. I'm an online coach and I have been for the last 6 years. I own a results-driven coaching company producing life-changing results, elite level transformations, such as the examples up on the screen now. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we can lock in from September to December, making them the most productive 4 months of your life, so that you step into 2026 a complete new version of you. We're going to run through why routine matters, how to build an unbreakable routine, common mistakes that kill progress, what September to December could look like, and if you stick around till the end, you'll see the payoff. Now, I know a lot of you guys watching this video will already be in the mindset of locking in, creating that winter arc and wanting to get the most out of the last 4 months of the year. So if you don't want to waste any more time, I will leave a link in the description of this video. You can jump on a free discovery call and we can show you exactly how you can achieve that. But for those that want to know how to do it, stay tuned. So the most important thing and the biggest lever you can pull today to make the most out of the next 4 months is to build yourself an unbreakable routine. When you have a routine in place, it means that your decisions are made in advance, which means there's less willpower needed day to day. It makes your life so much easier knowing exactly what you need to do, what time you're waking up at, what tasks you have to do, and when you need to do them. September to December is the perfect opportunity to solidify that routine for yourself. Holidays are over, summer is done, maybe the kids are going back to school, maybe you're going back to college, back to study, back to work, whatever it is. Routine is the most important thing and the biggest lever you can pull today. I know a lot of you guys watching this video might be really motivated right now, but there's a difference between having motivation and having structure. And what you guys are probably really missing is structure, accountability and support to help you guys achieve the results that you are thinking of. Take my client John for example. John is a business owner, a husband and a father. He thought he didn't have enough time. But the truth was, he just had no structure or no routine to his days. Once we gave him a clear framework, the guidelines, and showed him exactly what he needed to do, when he needed to do it, and laid out that routine for him, he dropped 12 kg and got into the best shape of his life. So how do you build a routine? This is going to differ person to person. So the first thing that you guys need to do is you need to put your training schedule and your training slots into your calendar. Don't leave it to chance, okay? Take my client Chris for example. Busy PT, working on the gym floor, focusing on his own online coaching business too. We commit to 5 training sessions per week. We put those into the calendar in advance at the exact same time of the day every single week to make sure that we kept ticking those boxes. It's not a case of finding the time, it's making the time. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, whether that means you commit to 2 training sessions a week or 5 training sessions a week or somewhere in between. You need to prioritize what you value most, and the first thing that we need to look at is your training. What sort of training are we doing? Are we maximizing our progress? Are we making progress in the gym? Are we making progress with nutrition, whether it's got to do with fat loss or building muscle? Chris, for example, locked into 5 training sessions a week. We gave him the structure, we gave him the routine. He lost 20 kg and he stepped on stage for his first bodybuilding show in the best shape of his life. The second area we need to look at is nutrition and getting a nutrition plan that suits your lifestyle. Think simplicity over complexity. You do not need to be in the kitchen for hours. A lot of my guys, when I give them a meal plan, it takes 30 minutes for their whole entire day, 4 or 5 meals. 30 minutes combined. I'm going to take my client Kyle for example here. He lost 45 kilos while working in a kitchen surrounded by food. But he was able to stick to the plan and lose a life-changing amount of weight because it was repeatable, consistent meals that he enjoyed that fit his lifestyle. A lot of you guys watching this might have heard of the 80-20 rule, which is a good rule of thumb as well. 80% repeatable meals, 20% flexible meals. Okay, so now that you have your training on lock, you know how many days of the week you're going to be training, roughly how much time per session, what days of the week you're going, you have your nutrition on lock, you have your meal plan, repeatable meals, meals that don't take that much time in the kitchen to prepare. Now we need to look at your habits. So the first thing I would do is I would solidify a morning and an evening routine. Now again, I know a lot of you guys are busy. Your morning routine doesn't have to be anything crazy or anything special. It can be a case of waking up. When you set your alarm to wake up, make sure you get up at that time. You set that alarm the night before because it was a reasonable and rational decision that you made while going to bed, that I need to get up at 6 AM to prepare my meals, to go about my day and to take off everything that I need to get done within the day. So the first thing you need to do is make sure when your alarm rings, you get up. Don't give in to instant gratification. Every time you hit snooze, you're giving in to instant gratification. what you need to think about is your future state. What would you, in 6 months time or by the end of the year, what would you have wanted to do at that time? Would you have wanted yourself to get up and start working towards your goals, or would you have wanted yourself to give in to instant gratification, get a little bit of dopamine, stay in bed for an extra 10-15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, but then ruin the rest of your day because you don't have enough time to get everything done? So always think about working for your future self. So when you have a morning routine in place that works for you, me for example, I wake, I hydrate, I caffeinate, I go outside, I get some steps, I get some daylight exposure, I come back in, I prepare myself, and I go straight to the gym. Get the gym done, come home, and then I eat my first meal. And that is what my morning routine is like each and every single morning. It's so repeatable, my body is so used to it now at this stage. But secondly, you also need to look at your evening routine, because your evening routine is so important, because sleep is one of the most important things when it comes to building muscle or dropping body fat. So what are you doing in the evening time to prepare yourself for sleep? What is your wind down routine like? What does that look like? When does that start? The little things that you can include in the evening routine is going to be a hot shower, that will promote a good sleep, reading a book, limiting blue light exposure, and just not doing anything that's going to get the central nervous system up and into a fight or flight state. You want to have a relaxed CNS when going to sleep and when winding down. Everyone sets an alarm for themselves to get up in the morning. Why don't you set an alarm for yourself to go to sleep at night time? Take my client Liam for example. He's in his 50s. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but when Liam first came to me, his day-to-day habits and routine was the first lever that we pulled to help him get into incredible shape when he thought he couldn't get past it. He had hit a brick wall, he couldn't get into the shape that he wanted to, but with the structure and the routine and with the day-to-day habits that we anchored in place for him, we were able to keep momentum going forward even when days when motivation was low. The fourth thing you need to have to build an unbreakable routine is going to be accountability. Who's going to keep you accountable? Are you going to have a community around you? Are you going to have check-ins? Are you going to have someone tracking the data? Are you going to have someone to answer to make sure that you're staying in check? Are you going to try and keep yourself accountable? Self-accountability is very difficult. This is something that I would recommend you outsource, or that you find someone who is going to hold you accountable even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't want to show up. Because one of the biggest things now over these next 4 months for you to maximize your progress and for you to enter 2026 feeling your best is going to be consistency, showing up even when you don't feel like it. Inside TeamCBC we have a brilliant community of guys and girls who celebrate their wins together but also share their struggles together. That's why no one ever falls off for the long term. So now that you've established a good routine, morning routine, evening routine, training window, nutrition, accountability, let's look at what kills routine and what kills progress. If you're trying to go from 0 to 100 and doing it all at once, it just leads to burnout. Start with the lowest hanging fruit, tick that off, and then move on. For you guys watching this right now, the lowest hanging fruit for you guys is more than likely your routine and your nutrition. The second mistake that really kills your progress is the weekends and letting your weekends ruin your entire week. 5 days of clean eating can be easily undone in 2 days of drinking alcohol and eating takeaways. Biggest piece of advice for you guys is to make every day look the same, and with your solid routine that you'll have in place, that will make every day look the same Monday to Sunday. The third biggest mistake that kills progress is people putting on the long finger, waiting until January. You're missing out on 4 months worth of progress here where you could be 4 months ahead. And not only are you missing out on progress, but you're also accumulating the work that needs to be done. Not only do you have 10 kilos to shift now, but when it comes to January, if you don't get started, that could easily be 20 kilos after the Christmas holidays. And the fourth mistake that loads of people make is chasing quick fixes. 6-week shred fad diets that do not work for the long term. You want to build a routine and build habits so that you can sustain these results for the rest of your life. So let's paint you guys a picture of what this could look like if you do lock in and if you do build that routine. You could walk into December leaner, stronger, fitter, and the most confident version of yourself going into Christmas guilt-free, knowing that you've put in the work. By the time January rolls around, you're already ahead of the rest and you don't need to start fresh. You just need to keep moving with the lifestyle that you've already created from the routine and the habits you formed. And what it really comes down to is your values. What do you value the most? You can either coast through the next 4 months, lose out on 4 months worth of progress, go into the new year heavier, less confident, and feeling like you've a mountain to climb. Or you can get started now, you can lock in, you can build some habits, routine, you can make 4 months worth of progress and step into 2026 feeling your best and most confident self. I'm a big believer of if you put aside 3 to 6 months of your life and lock in, it can put you 3 to 6 years ahead in life. And I know this myself because I've done this many times. If you're ready to lock in and you want the structure, accountability, and you want help building your routine to make sure that you step out of 2025 feeling the most confident in self, ready to attack 2026, hit the link in the description below. You can jump on a free one-to-one call with myself. I can see how I can help you build a routine and how you can become the best version of yourself. And if you have liked this video, please click like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.